Vayikra tells us about the Korbanos, but how do you translate in English the word Korban? A sacrifice, an offering? Well, those are probably the most common English words that we associate with the word Korban. It does not seem to really contain the deeper essence of what our Korbanos are about. Rav Hirsch in his Parshas on Chumash addresses this issue and he writes, "We have no word in Western languages that adequately conveys the concept inherent in the word Korban." Why not? What's lacking in this term that we previously mentioned? And Rav Hirsch continues and he writes that the term sacrifice implies the idea of giving something up, something of value to oneself for the benefit of another, having to live without something that you otherwise would want to have, which is not only a poor description of what a korban is, but in a sense undercuts what the essence of a korban is. And so the idea of an offering presupposes a wish or a desire for what is being brought by the one to whom it is being offered, and that fulfilling that offering is satisfying a need of the recipient, which certainly is inappropriate when referring to God, a God who does not need our present, and we certainly cannot provide what he, Rahman al-Islan, is lacking. The concept of a korban, however, is far removed, very different than this notion of fulfilling God's request and need for something. God is not lacking. A korban is not a gift. It's not an offering. It's something unique that can only be found in the realm of relationship between man and Hashem. It speaks to the root or the shoresh of the very word korban, of kuf resh beis, of coming karov, of coming close. A korban is a vehicle whereby we become closer to Hashem. We're not sacrificing, which implies losing out or living without something. In fact, the opposite is true. The purpose and essence of hakrava, of korban, is a positive attainment for us, that we should come close to the realization there's more and there's greater things in this world than our own physicality. So whose needs are taken care of by the korban? In reality, it's the needs of the makriv, the person who is bringing the korban, and not the recipient, as it were, Hashem. Korbanos may be a gift, but they are a gift for us. They're that special vehicle through which we can perform a physical act with something we own, and yet put ourselves closer and on a path towards Hashem. We don't have the merit of offering korbanos nowadays. Our avoda is instead tefillah, neshalma parim sifasenu. And this understanding of korbanos, and therefore is critical in terms of understanding what tefillah is about. Tefillah too is for us and not for him. We need the tefillah because we need that vehicle of closeness to the Ribono Shalom. We need to connect. This world can be a very scary place. There's so much going on, and it is through tefillah that we connect ourselves to Hashem. We can hopefully rid ourselves of some of the loneliness in our lives. We even metaphorically demonstrate it when we daven. Every time we approach the Amidah, the Shemona Esrei, we take 3 steps back. Why? So that we can pause before taking 3 steps forward. The 3 steps forward are really the key. We physically demonstrate by walking forward that we are about to engage in closeness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But physical acts and saying words are insufficient. It requires to be an avodah shebalev. It requires heart. It requires understanding, a belief in what we are doing and in what we are saying. It's not a magic trick. You do some actions and poof, I'm closer to Hashem. Rather, it takes effort. But it's an opportunity. Maybe we've never consciously considered this before, but when we walk into shul, we do. If we think about something that we need to do for God, or an opportunity for us to gain from him, which perspective is it? We have the chance, we have the opportunity to be undistracted and to talk to Hashem. When we feel uncertainty, it's a bit easier to daven. We're not fully in control. And it's those moments where we know and deeply in our hearts that tefillah is our gift. And it's from those moments that we have to create a relationship that exists beyond. The opportunity that we have 3 times a day to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in tefillah is a chance to hopefully create relationships that deepens our connection, and through that we should be zocha to be able to be makriv those korbanos, to be able to once again offer korbanos in the Beis Hamikdash Sheibana B'mheira V'yameinu. Amen.